Hello, everybody. Welcome to another fantastic episode, episode 12 of Into the Forgotten Realms. Today, we are in my mobile studio. I'm in San Antonio, Texas, in the back of a 629 International. So, we aren't letting just a little thing like a job get in the way around here. So, first, let me wish a warm welcome to uh, Mark, our stalwart thief, Mobin. He was sick for a little while and in the hospital, and he's doing much better, thank goodness.
I'm better now.
Yes, you're better now. Yeah. But so, does anybody want to tell me where we left off last time?
Basically, with the dead horses and walking back to town.
Well, you haven't started walking back to town, but yeah, you got a bunch of dead horses. That dirty little dude
What
killed
is
your
he?
horses.
Do
What's
we
that?
know what he? What is he?
Uh oh, we lost. I can't tell you what he is.
He's a little. Well, I can't say that on live thing, but he's a little effer. Let's just say that.
Say again.
I said I can't say that on our live broadcast, but he's a little effer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's a short one. Uh, but
And kind of he's kind of a dick.
yeah, yeah, a little one. Yeah, yeah. So we lost Baldric, but so yeah, he killed your horses, and you guys were. There he is. He's back. Okay, welcome back, Baldric. So
got
yes.
a new computer here, and we don't quite have all the settings lined
Ah,
out yet.
so you did get a new one. Okay.
Yep. So sorry for the technical issues tonight.
It's o- it's okay. We same thing over here. All right, so the little blue dude killed all your horses. You guys are stuck. You rode for about 3 hours, and now you have to decide. Okay, we got this cart. We need to get back to town. It's dark. What are y'all gonna do?
What about what? Well, walking would be longer than riding, right? So we're actually probably 5, 6 hours away from town.
I would say close to 5. Yes.
We don't want to walk in the middle of the night, so we better set up camp, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to set up camp?
I think that's what we're going to have to do. Yeah.
Okay. So uh, you have your provisions. So um, you guys going to start a fire or no? Or
I think we're going to probably do a pit fire so we don't have draw a lot of attention.
okay.
But I assume we need to stay warm probably during the night.
Yeah, it's still early spring, so the nights are a bit chilly. And so, what are you guys going to do about your horses?
Eat them.
Well, they're
Eat
dead,
them?
so we'll carve them up and make jerky.
Well, you've got saddles, bridles, blankets.
Well, tomorrow can we put them in the would all that stuff fit in the wagon?
Yes. Yes. You can
Maybe
get it.
have somebody stay there at the wagon and the other ones see about getting horses or something.
Okay. You could do that if that's what you want.
And
Well, I
guess
mean, we could. You know, we're not gonna be able to carry it all. I'm sure.
Well,
Could we
no,
rig,
you wouldn't be able
could
to.
we
You
rig up
wouldn't be able,
something where we put it all in the wagon, and then a couple, like two of us, pull the wagon, make kind of a shoulder strap thing where we pull the wagon with us
and how would you make this shoulder strap thing?
I think
out of
Wade
the
has
out of
rope.
out of rope and the other harnesses from the horses.
Yes, Wade has rope. Yes. Okay.
so.
All right.
How, with all that stuff on there, are we going to be able to handle, handle rolling it? It's gonna slow us down a lot then.
No, that's true.
Yeah, but will it slow us down so much? I mean, if we have to go back, half of us go to town and then come back with horses and then go back to town again.
True.
Never split the party.
That's experience talking, boys and girls.
Especially with Blue Meanie out there somewhere.
I'm not going to say that Bob was in one of my games and split the party before, but I'm just saying that's experience talking.
I just hope somebody don't come across the wagon and take it. Is all, because by the time we, it's going to be 5 hours. It'll be like mid morning by the time we get there. If we can arrange to get some horses, it's going to take us another 3 hours to get back.
So we're like 5 hours from Ampale. Is that right?
Yes, you're 5 hours from Ampale.
Are there any small communities near where we are that we would know of?
Brenor would know this. And yes, there is a farm. Damn, I there is a
He
farm.
always gets all jittery and pissy when we figure something out that he doesn't want us to know, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Sometimes you surprise me. Sometimes you guys surprise me because I try to make a bunch of contingencies and then you guys actually don't use any of my contingencies, and then other times I've got contingencies and you guys are like picking them off one by one. It's like, damn. Okay, Brenor knows of a farm that is about an hour and a half ride, but it's not exactly I'm sorry, I'm getting these pop-ups on the screen. It's not recognizing a certain USB device. There is a small farm homestead, but it's not exactly in the same direction of Ampale. It's kind of south and west, so it would basically bring you, instead of a 3-hour ride from Ampale, you would be about a 4-hour ride from Ampale. So if you walked it, you could be there in about 3 hours.
And that's the closest one?
2.5 to 3 hours. Yeah, that's the closest farm homestead near there.
So we might could get something to pull the cart with from there and double back, or pull the cart there, whichever way we decide to go with it.
Yes, and you know this farmer. His name is Joran. You know this farmer. He's a nice guy. He has a big family, a lot of sons and daughters, and they've been working at the farm for a long time. And they're human, so. But you know Joran. You guys have done dealings with him for produce and such.
you said about sons and daughters, and Marvin goes, really? And he might, no, never mind. I ain't gonna go there.
Okay, half man. All right, so what do you guys want to do? Baldrick has come up with this idea that he knows of a farm that's not far.
Brenner has, not Baldrick.
Or yeah, Brenner. Excuse me.
Well, I think maybe the farm's a good idea. We can go. Ought to be quicker to drag the stuff there with the wagon, and then maybe we can buy some horses from the guy or borrow them or something.
So you're thinking camp out for the night and then push the cart there?
Yeah, that'd be my recommendation.
I would agree.
Sounds like
Okay.
a plan.
Okay. All right. So you guys, let's say you set up camp, you built your fire, you got your fire pit. What are you guys gonna do?
We will set up watches.
We'll cook. We'll just get some of the provisions that we have to eat.
Uh-huh.
Will this be enough to like taking watches? Will that be enough to kill us? Not that a lot of us are down that far.
Well, you're not doing anything exerting, so you will get some hit points back.
Okay. So we make we eat some provisions that we have. I'm gonna try to. Is there any trees around?
There's trees everywhere. You're in the woods.
Okay, because I want to try to practice doing my short bow.
Before you go to bed?
Yeah. Try to get more proficient on it.
Okay. And how long are you going to practice with this bow? In the dark.
Oh, it's dark. I forgot. That's right. It's dark. Never mind. Never mind.
I was going to let you.
Hey, would if I actually hit a tree, would that like double my proficiency, so I would be more proficient with it?
It's called, it's called poking in the dark. You don't know what you're going to hit.
Ow! Sorry. Sorry.
There's a
Sorry,
money
watch.
to get for you right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's taking first watch? And how are you doing watches?
I'll take first watch. We'll do it. Well, what time of night is it? Are we gonna need?
From the looks of things, it looks like you guys have, 6 more hours of dark. It is still early spring, so the nights are a bit long still.
So won't we do like a couple hours? Get like 3 people to do watch. I'll do the first watch.
You'll take first?
Yeah.
Okay. Wade will take second watch.
Brenner can take the third watch.
Okay. All right. Okay.
How many watches do we need to cover?
That would be it. Couple hours each.
Okay.
Yeah, like 6 hours. Huh?
I'll cover with Brenner.
Okay. Baldrick thinks that you're, since you're so small, half a man, that you need protection. Don't you know?
I
Okay.
think he knows better than that.
Yeah, I think you're trying to start something that isn't there. GM.
Oh no, heaven forbid, not me.
All right, so if I'm not taking a watch, how many of my hit points do I gain back after 6 hours of sleep?
I'll tell you that at the morning.
Oh, because we're not going to get 6 hours of sleep. Though I do want to let me check my spell thingy. How long does my what the hell is that trip last? Probably not enough to last until morning, is it?
No. Okay, so dawn comes, and you had it was an uneventful night. All of you slept well. Everybody gets back the 5 hit points that you lost when we originally went in, plus 2 more.
Oh, wow.
Because you're out of that nasty crap and your bodies have recovered from being poisoned slowly.
Okay. That's pretty
Okay.
good.
All right. So, I assume you guys are going to want to get started.
Yeah. How are we going to make this strap or whatever for the cart?
Well, Wade and Baldrick know horses, so they could create this harness for themselves to pull help pull the cart.
I assume we've already stripped the horses down of the saddles and all that and put them in the cart.
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I've shared it yet. I kind of been working on the background too, and actually, one of my parents' occupations, his father, he was a horse master,
Okay.
and my mother was a craftsman. Got
Okay.
it right here if you want to read it.
Okay. Well, on this little screen, I can't see it, but yeah, go ahead and add it to your character. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
We need stronger glasses, Grandpa.
Hey, listen here. See, that's what happens when you have a birthday. Everybody gives you crap. Okay. So, I'm going to assume nothing. What are you guys doing?
Well, we're gonna get our stuff loaded up and start pulling a cart, I'd say, and head towards this person that Brenner knows, the farmer.
There we go.
Okay. So, you get the cart loaded, and you guys make up your.
We're also, just so you know, we're walking in a standard combat formation, ready for action.
Okay. And who is where?
I'm afraid I'll probably be pulling the cart with somebody.
I would
I'm
assume.
going to take either first or second position. I don't know if our little thief wants to go in front of me, but with my half-elven sight, I should be able to detect somebody coming through the forest before anybody else.
Okay.
I would assume that Brenner would help pull as well, because no one's quite as hardy as a good dwarf.
Okay. All right. So we've got Wade and Baldrick strapped to the cart, one on each rung. I forget what the heck they call that. Then where's everybody else going to be? Is anybody going to be riding the cart?
No.
Okay.
I don't think Baldrick and Wade need to pull one of us in the cart.
Okay.
Well, what about me? I'm not that big. Kidding.
You're not that small either.
Well, that's true.
If you were a gnome, we might allow it.
Yeah. If you were the little blue guy, we might allow it. But okay, so who is where? We got Wade and Baldrick on the front.
I guess Brenner would push from the back then.
Okay.
Dwarf would be tall enough to push the back of the cart, right?
Well, you can put your shoulder into it on the bottom side.
For rough terrain.
I'll be in the back watching, making sure that nobody's gonna attack from behind.
Okay. And where are you going to be, Kelleth?
I already said I was going to be out front
Okay. All right.
so that I could watch for everybody because we're in the woods. I should be able to detect somebody coming at us before anybody else does.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
So,
Jesus. He's smiling, so I don't like this already.
It's already too late.
Yeah. We're dead.
Nice. Why would you say such hateful things? I knocked the dice almost on the floor.
There is no hate.
So, no love either. So, I guess you guys start to pull on the cart, right?
Yep.
The cart don't go.
Okay. Check the wheels. What's up with the wheels?
It's too heavy. So,
Of course it is.
With a
How do you
17
know it's
strength,
too
I
heavy?
can't
You
pull
don't
it.
know what's in there.
huh?
How do you know it's too heavy? You don't know what's in there.
I do know what's in there. I have it written down on a piece of paper on my desk.
What's in there?
I don't know from here. it's in.
But you know it's too heavy.
Is it with a 17 strength? I can't pull it.
You can pull it, but it's too heavy to get moving.
What if we all kind of give a push to help to see if we can get it going?
So Wade says, maybe we're kind of in a rut. Maybe what we need to do is like Brenor get on one wheel, Movin get on the other wheel, and Kelleth come back here into the back and push all at the same time, and then we'll get it started. Once we get it moving, then it might roll easy.
Okay. So we all get in position.
Okay. And wait, you gonna do a count off? I mean, how are you gonna do it?
Gotta kind of grab the wheel and try to see if we can move it
Okay.
with everybody pushing.
All right. So the count of three, everybody will take off. So kind of like help get it rocking. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay. So the cart starts to move. It takes a extremely large amount of effort to get it to move, but it starts to roll.
Okay.
So, has anyone stopped helping?
No.
Okay. And it continues to roll. I will tell you this. If any of you stop helping, the cart will not be able to go. The terrain is too rough without a horse and the strength and endurance that a horse has. Even though you're human, you can only pull so much and tug at this thing so much. It is a cart after all. Yes, it has wheels, but it has mass and it has weight. So all of you are going to be needed to pull this cart.
So we're fucked if somebody attacks us.
All right, we'll be able to respond. I mean, it is what it is.
How far are we from a road?
there was no road to get here.
Yeah, we came through the rough woods.
Oh shit! How far would it be to get to like the main road that we had to have gone off of?
Well, the main road is at Amphale, so
So we're gonna have to push through and get us through to see if we can make it to the road or to the direction of where the farm is.
well, that's the direction that you guys are going. Yes, towards that farm, but you know, it's rough. It's rough. I mean, it's not like it's thick, heavy woods, but it's rough going. There's no road, so it's a bit rough going.
This is gonna take us more than 3 hours. Then
Oh yeah.
might take us
I
all
don't think we
day.
want to leave our stuff behind, though. I mean, we got quite a bit of coin, and
So
I mean,
how
it's
long?
just going to
will-
take the time it is. I mean,
You
How
got,
it's just
long
going
you
to
guys,
take time. It's
you
not like
got
we're in a hurry.
potions, you got treasure in that thing. You got
Oh, we have ogre strength potions.
Yeah, yeah, I do.
no, you don't.
I do. I never used it.
You don't have
I
ogre
can-
strength potions.
Not ogre, giant strength.
Damn. Damn. Shut my
I could give it to one of the two pulling.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm going to do. I got a,
Hold on a second. We have more than one.
so maybe we could give both of them the potion, and that might ease the. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I didn't.
All right,
I
I'm
was-
going to give it.
We have 6 vials of potions of giant strength.
Amazing.
Plus, I believe I have one too. So,
And each-
all right.
No,
well,
we have a total of 6. We
Oh,
got
yeah.
blue.
They're all in. They're all in one pack. Yeah,
These are the 6 vials that had fingernails in them from Krilla's.
and they're all
Uh,
different color.
Yes, each one is a different giant, but we have 6. So what should we do, guys? Should we the 2 biggest
Listen,
ones each take a potion and see if that's enough to get us going?
It's
So that we don't use all of
we're
our potions?
moving the cart. I don't think. I mean, we're moving the cart. We can still pay attention while we're moving the cart. I don't know that we should waste these potions just moving the cart unless there's some reason we've got to be in a lickety-split hurry. It's just going to take time to push the cart longer, and we'll have to take more rest. And instead of being there in a day, it might take 2. Big deal. Let's save the potions for something where we're fighting a dragon or something silly, you know?
So I got a quick question. How long were we in the desert?
Well, being that you're a dwarf, you would know that the time. So you were then there for better than 3/4 of a day.
So, and nothing accosted our cart while we were in there except for the little thing that knew we were there anyway.
Right, because he tricked you to go there in the first place.
So,
I mean, if we have 6, we would still have 4 if we gave 2 to the people pulling. But how long does a giant strength last?
It's variable. It can last anywhere from a half an hour to 3 hours.
And we wouldn't know which ones would be the 3-hour ones.
No, it's roll the dice to see how long the duration is.
Yeah. I mean, we'd still have 4,
But then,
but I do understand where he's coming from. That we could use those in more dire situations too.
well, discuss it amongst yourselves. Don't be shy.
Again, I mean, why do we need to be in a superhero hurry to get home with this stuff?
I don't think we do. I mean, we're not on a time frame to get to Elminster, are we?
No.
So let's just let it take time and save the potions for something that's really critical. Because I mean, we're moving it. It's not like we're not moving the cart. It's just going to be slow going. Big deal. Let it take some time. We'll enjoy the outdoors. The GM will get excited because he gets to roll some random encounters on us.
And, yeah, that'd be great.
Let's let it take time, and when we get there, we've got those for when we really need it. Like if we've got to fight a giant or something.
Okay.
Okay,
I mean,
I'm good with that.
me too.
or if we need it for one of the random encounters he's about to throw at us.
Who? Me?
If all goes well, he'll run bad. We won't have any encounters.
So far, your rolls have been good. I gotta find a different 6-sided. That's for damn sure.
No.
But okay, so you guys are gonna continue to go back and push the cart, not use the potions.
All right. Yep, that's what we've agreed to.
Yep.
Alrighty, I think that was a wise move on your guys' part. I just want to say. So okay, so again, you're gonna do the 1, 2, 3 and start rocking the cart.
Yeah.
We already did that. We never stopped.
Oh, okay. So we're just having this discussion, and you didn't stop.
No, we can talk while we're working.
You can do that.
We can whistle while we work too.
Yeah.
Can you really?
And chew gum.
And look, we have a dwarf.
That's
So-
where all good with that.
Hi ho, hi ho. Oh, I bet we'll get banned by Disney. I better not sing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah.
Yes, because Disney's watching our stream.
Hey, they show up out of nowhere.
Disney
They
is
even get a whiff of you using their IP, and they are there.
Yep. It don't take long. They hunt for that crap. Okay.
Probably shouldn't even use the D word.
Yes.
Not even say Disney.
Yeah. I can't think of who the live streamer was. I was watching one of his broadcasting. He said, "Oh, I got a community strike from Disney," and he goes, "From now on, we are never using the D word on this channel ever again." But anyway, so let's see here. So about an hour goes by, and you guys are pretty much huffing and puffing and getting really tired.
How far have we gotten?
Not very.
150 yards. It's all right. It's going to take time.
Well, under this much encumbrance, I'm going to say he's probably right. About 150 yards. I wrote it down
Holy.
the other day in case you guys tried this. Yes. In your first hour, you're more or less going to get about 150 yards, give or take a few feet.
Because
But-
we're going to,
You're not making great progress here.
and I forget, what'd you tell us to the road?
To the farm.
Oh, okay. And how far is the farm?
About 3 hours.
With us pushing it.
Well, if you walked, about 3 hours. With you pushing it, it depends on the terrain and what you guys run into as obstacles.
All right. So the dungeon master is going to be a Richard about this, and
But his name's not Richard.
and I suppose if we were to use, like, if I've got the thing strapped to me, I've got a 17 strength. If I drink one of the potions, will I be able to pull this cart and keep up at a regular walking pace then?
Yes.
All right. Let's just burn only one of them.
It wouldn't matter what potion you took, but yes, you'd be able to. The
Right.
question is,
With him alone?
the duration of the potion.
What
Okay.
we
How long
rest,
do they last?
It can last anywhere from 30 minutes to 3 hours.
All right. Well, we're gonna try to use the minimum number of potions possible. So, and I'm unless somebody else wants to be the pulling, but I think I'm probably the one best suited to it.
I don't. Between you and Wade, I don't know what Wade's stats are.
Well, from the looks of things, it's obvious that Baldrick's, he's all swolled up. So
won't we
I'm going to
take
pump you up.
won't we take a rest and rest since we're all kind of tired?
And then go ahead and take the potion and roll.
Yeah.
All right.
Watching our surroundings, of course.
of course. So Wade says, guys, it would be better if we all just covered the cart with some debris and then just went to the farm. If we don't want to split up, we could just disguise the cart, hide the cart. There's debris enough around. We could cut some branches and throw leaves and stuff on it and hide the cart. And
Does one of us have a hand axe?
y'all have swords.
It's not what I asked.
No, you have no hand axe.
Well, because I was just thinking that I could cast plant growth to hide the cart with all of our stuff on it, but we'd need to, cut through it all when we come back. So I didn't want to leave a hand axe here if we happen to have a hand axe. I'd hate to dull, a battle axe or sword by doing that, but that's an option if anybody is interested.
How long does that last?
I think plant growth lasts until somebody casts Dispel Magic. Let me find my druid spells.
I believe you're right.
Does anybody got a dispel spell?
So we can get back to our stuff.
Yeah.
I believe he is right. See, there you go. You're thinking outside the box. Wow, look at that.
Listen, sassy pants, we don't need it from you, okay? Settle down.
Yeah, Richard.
All right, the area of effect is 2x2 square per level of experience. Persist until it's cleared by labor, fire, or such magical means as a dispel magic. So I'm going to say we don't want to try fire. But yes, I could cast plant growth if we can find a nice little spot to tuck the cart in.
That's already got some plant growth.
Well, we're in the woods, so anything
And so,
says briars,
what is your area of effect?
briars, bushes, creepers, lianas, roots, saplings, thistles, thorn trees, vines, and weeds become so thick and overgrown as to form a barrier. Range is 16. Area of effect is 2 by 2 per level. And I'm still level like 2 or something, ain't I?
Really?
Yeah. DM really screwed me.
You just got experience.
Yeah. And I'm level 2. Wait,
You're what?
I'm level 3 because I know a third level, because plant growth is third level spell, so I'm level 3. So that would be
Did you write down your experience from last time?
yes,
Okay.
2896. We got 2896. I'm level 3.
Okay. I thought you were one more, but okay.
No,
I
I had
see.
Well, it could be.
What?
She could be, if you could
No.
be in Richard.
No. Okay, we're gonna ban that slang.
what a Richard thing to do.
Yeah, come on, Rich.
So anyway, I'm level 3. So that's a 6 by 6 square. In any
Okay.
square or rectangular shape that the druid decides upon at the time of the spell casting.
Okay, so if you cast this, it won't completely cover the card, but it will
But
cover
we can rip down more leaves and stuff and finish it up. I mean, it's not
Well, right. If we
Okay.
find some bushes to put it against or some trees or something, and then I cast the
I'm not trying to poo-poo Baldric. I'm just trying to tell you what it's going to look like. It's not going to be completely covered, but it'll be close.
6 by 6 should just about cover the cargo area, though, right?
That would be correct. Yes, it would cover the seat, the cargo area. Yes.
So if we can find a nice little
not much-
hollow with bushes and grass, and then I cast the plant growth and all that stuff to grow up around it.
I think it would be good if we took down branches and stuff, and we did part of the concealment first, and then cast the plant life over it to kind of fill in the gaps and finish out the process.
That works.
Excellent idea.
And yet, before we start this, I'm going to say let's all grab our backpacks with our most valuable items to take with us, just in case. Because there is an evil presence in these woods by the name of Richard.
And he's smiling, so he's got something. He's got something planned.
He always has something planned. He just doesn't always get the rolls he wants.
Yeah.
This is true.
All right. So
We'll sit and rest. Is there an area that we can put the wagon that we can just finish pulling it to that area?
About a few yards away, you see that there's a bit of a thicket. You could just kind of pull it towards that thicket.
all right, let's do that.
And then we can take a rest and get our stuff, and then walk.
Yeah.
Get that covered, and then walk to the farmer's house.
Yes. Okay.
So we take the cart and take it to the thicket.
All right. You take it to the thicket, and then I guess you assume you start.
We remove all the valuables that we can carry with us comfortably without overloading ourselves.
Okay.
And
what valuables do you leave behind? Is what I want to know.
Well, like the saddles and bridles for the horses, and probably the horse feed, because it's not going to do us any good on the road.
We'll take
See,
some.
remembers there's horse feed in there, which I was like, there's no way they're going to pull this damn cart very far. So I was just like, you guys are like max encumbrant for all of you. And I was even being generous. So, yeah. But anyway, go ahead.
figure we'll take some maybe provision each so that if we need to take a break and eat and some water with us,
Okay.
and of course our weapons.
And
So
our
are you going to
potions
take?
and our coinage.
Okay, so you're going to take all the coins, all the potions, and the jewelry that you recovered from the tower.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably should take our lantern and our lantern oil as well.
Okay.
And I'm going to suggest at least 2.
But it's daytime.
It might not
Yeah,
be
but
back.
Oh well, yeah. Okay.
And I'm also going to suggest more than just one set of provisions because, again, we're going to get to the farm and we're probably going to end up spending the night at the farm.
yeah, maybe about 3 or 4 provisions per person.
Okay. All right. All right. So you gather all the stuff that you got. You leave the saddles, the feed, the other provisions, except for your valuables, and you stuff them on your backpacks, and you trot off in the direction that Brenor says the farm is located.
Now it's the wagon's covered now, right?
Well, I don't know. Has she cast a spell?
Yes. As soon as we had all our provisions out of there.
Okay.
I didn't want him. I didn't want to give him an opportunity to pull a Rich.
Okay. That's going to be a long running joke. I see that coming now. So, you guys have been treading along for a while, and Brenor tells you that you're getting close to the farm, and Kellith, roll a saving throw versus saving throw versus surprise.
I have a 2.
Okay.
Surprise!
See, I don't think that's supposed to be a saving throw versus surprise. That's my thing.
Well, whatever it is, I imagine I lost. 2.
Yeah, you lost. You lost, but that's not the thing. Okay. As you're walking along, you hear the sound of several horses riding hard and fast, and pretty much coming your way.
Can we see him?
No, not yet, but you hear them coming.
Quick ambush so we can get us some horses.
Had she heard it, she would have said, "I hear horses coming," and you guys could have hid, but you all hear it now. So, and they're coming. They're basically coming right at you, and they're coming off through the woods.
Brenner has his axe ready.
Okay.
I'll have my.
Not in a threatening way, but he's got it ready.
Okay. And Kellith, you've got the best long vision. You say orcs.
Now it's
No, it's threatening.
How
And,
many of them? How many of them does she see? I mean, is there only like 2
Well,
on a horse?
She raises her left hand and she throws up 3 fingers.
Damn, I wish I was more proficient with bows.
All right, boys, here come our horses.
And she takes note that they're riding hard, like they're in pursuit of something.
Hopefully, not
Little friends
fleeing
running
from something.
Or fleeing from something. Yeah, could be.
So how far away are they?
They're about 200 yards and coming fast. About 150. And
So
coming
do I
fast.
have time to cast trip?
Yes. You're gonna try to trip the horse?
No.
Oh.
Why would I do that? That's just rude.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know.
Then why are you casting a spell?
I don't know that I am. I just asked if I had time.
Okay. So what you guys want to do? You see, you got 3 orcs coming at you. They're riding hard.
Or do they? I mean, I think we want to take them on if. But I don't.
Well, they're coming right at you.
If they're coming after us, we need to be ready.
Maybe we should make noise so that they'll slow down.
Okay.
I'm
booga,
just
booga.
suggesting.
Orcs, booga, booga, booga.
No, I was thinking more of the dragon.
I lied a piece of fire powder from Karatur.
You make a torch?
No, I lied a piece of fire powder from Karatur. Fireworks. Firecracker.
Oh. Okay.
A poor attempt at humor.
Okay. Yeah, confused me there for a second. Okay.
Did you get my reference about the dragon?
Yes, I did. I ignored it. But okay, so the orcs they're coming up and they suddenly realize they see you and they pull the reins back on their horses and begin to stop and stop their horses.
Are there
So how far away from them when they stop?
Oh, they're about 50 yards from you. And the orc says, "We have no quarrel with you, humans." And they turn their horses and they ride off.
Now, see, I should have cast my trip spell.
And
Well.
everyone, gosh, what would be a saving throw for that? Everyone rolls saving throw for intelligence.
We got to roll
Wisdom.
under the intelligence. Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, I got it.
Make it wisdom. Make it wisdom. I'm sorry.
I got it anyway.
Okay.
I ain't
Oh,
dead.
Brenner's clueless.
Made
Maybe
it.
20.
Okay. Everyone that got the roll, you smell smoke.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. And we're close to the farm, aren't we?
Yeah, you're about there. I said earlier, you're about there.
Can we see where the smoke is coming from?
The farm.
Well, you can't
No,
see
no.
smoke yet because of the trees, but you can smell smoke.
Good. Oh my God.
All right. Well, we're going to hurry up that way.
So, are you going to run?
Yep.
All right, so Wade grabs the half man and tucks him under his arm and starts running with the half man.
Hey, easy.
Damien would love that. And then he puts you back down and he says, "I'm just kidding." And he takes off running.
I start running.
So Kelleth, Baldrick, and Wade come into the clearing first, and you can see the smoke rising. You can see a couple outbuildings where there's chickens and some livestock. There's a really large farmhouse, some fields off on the other direction of the farmhouse. There's hardly no fields this way, just like an open area where they've cut trees down. They apparently haven't cleared this side of the east side of the farm. The west side is pretty clear, and you see pastures and so forth. You see a barn and the farmhouse, and one of the outbuildings and the barn is on fire, and you see many people, mostly children, scrambling, getting buckets, and running to the barn.
How far behind am I?
Oh, you're about a minute or so behind. Aldrich, Kelleth, what do you want to do when you see this?
I'm thinking we should go assist.
Yeah.
All right, so the three of you run up to assist and offering buckets. And an older man, obviously in his late 30s, sees you coming and he has a pitchfork in his hand, and he calls out to you, "What business do you have here?"
We're here with Brenor, and we're here to help.
Brenor,
I didn't catch
one
that.
of those
What'd you say?
dwarven clerics.
His name is Joran.
Joran.
Joran. Does
Well, I don't
anybody
see no cleric with you. He goes, but if you're here to help us put this damn fire out. And
That's what we're
takes his
planning to do.
He takes his pitchfork, he puts it down, and he grabs a bucket from one of the smallest ones and he throws it at you. There's a pump on the other side of the house.
All right. We'll get to throwing water.
All right.
Does anybody know like a water spell or anything? Or would that be like a wizard spell?
As you walk towards the pump, the three of you notice that there are several orc bodies laying on the ground.
I run up and go right to where the pump is.
Okay,
Will I be able to pump it?
you can.
So I begin to
Won't
pump.
be much help running back and forth with you now.
I can put up the lower part of the fire,
Okay.
but no, I'll start getting the water going so that they can.
Yeah, that's the whole
Okay.
purpose here is to start pumping water and get it moving here.
Okay. So you see all these children. There's two older girls, or an older woman and two older girls, Joran and his sons and their children, and they're throwing buckets as fast as they can. And some of the kids are in the barn. They're pulling out the hay and scraping out the hay as fast as they can so that it doesn't light up. But it's a losing fight. the barn is gone. It's gonna go. So Jordan just says, "It was an effort, boys, but a wasted one. Just let it burn now. Nothing we can do about it, unless any of y'all can make it rain."
Anybody can do that?
Well,
Well, then I guess we'll just let it burn. Damn orcs.
Is there any livestock that we can save or anything like that?
Well, there's animals running to and fro all over the place because of the fire. You see horses here and there.
Are they running like wild? Are they in fences, or are they just kind of running?
No, they're running out in the fields. Fire always gets horses excited.
Well, I
Brenor,
guess we'll start trying to round up animals for them.
okay.
Or
Brenor,
that's what I'll do. I'm going to start trying to round up animals for them.
okay. Brenor, you can't help but notice that one of the orcs catches your eye.
all right, I take a look at him.
And that symbol on that letter is on the breastplate of that orc.
The one where we have the enemy of the potential lich.
Mm-hmm.
I will point that out to everyone.
I'll start looking through the other orcs and see what kind of stuff they have.
I'll search that orc and see if there's any papers or anything on him.
Okay. So there's a total of 6 orcs dead. And so obviously 3 got away.
Scrappy little family.
Well, you can't help but notice that there's 1 adult man, 2 adult women, 1 is an older woman, and there's about 17 kids.
Holy shit.
Hey, my papa had 17 kids.
Yeah, but your papa had 2 wives. That first one would have at some point said, take that thing somewhere else.
I start going through and seeing what else these orcs have.
So Jordan walks up and says, what are you doing there, halfling?
I'm checking to see what these orcs have.
You're gonna loot these orcs right in front of me after you see what they did to my barn? Really?
What do you want to throw the orcs in the barn while it's burning?
Well, that's kind of where we were going with it, but first we're going to see if we could salvage any coppers from them, and maybe we could help rebuild the barn.
Exactly. Well, I'm going to have to look to see if they have coppers.
Brenner will interject himself and point out the symbol on the on one of the orcs and state that's the main. What we're trying to ascertain is who sent these orcs out here, because we believe it's a potential enemy of ours.
You don't say. Well, you dwarves have always spoke square with me. I've had good dealings with your high priest Tarsik. So if you say that's what that is, then I'll go and abide. But this is the first time our homestead's ever been hit by orcs.
You haven't noticed any other unusual sounds or sights before they showed up, did you? Or any of your
No,
family?
no, they just showed up out of nowhere, come riding in fast. Looks like they were going to try to steal the horses. And I was in the barn when the first one come through, and I stabbed it with that pitchfork right there. And my boy was in the loft, and he had his pitchfork, and so he come down to help me, and he stabbed another one. And well, the rest is history. We started fighting them all. My wife, she's not bad with the blade, so she come a helping. And my oldest daughter, she hit that one in the head with a bucket.
Those orcs don't know what they trifled with today.
And y'all can't help but notice, but that orc ain't dead.
Oh, just knocked out. I think we should bind him and interrogate him.
We didn't think to grab any rope, did we?
I got some rope. I'll get you some. He walks over to one of the outbuildings, comes out with some cordage. You gonna string him up?
We're going to tie him up and see if he knows anything.
Well, I'd like to know why they picked my place.
We'll see if we can establish that for you.
So, you guys gonna wait for him to wake up, or?
I'd say once we tie him up, we pour a little water on him.
There's a thought.
Give him a quick slap in the face to wake him up.
Or that. Okay, so you do short work of the rope, and you take the cordage. You got his how you gonna tie his hands? Behind his back, in front?
Behind his back.
Behind his
Is
back.
there a tree that we can like lash him to a tree with his hands behind him, back around the tree?
Well, there are some trees you could do that.
That'll work.
Okay. So you're gonna stand him up and tie him to a tree.
Well, I wasn't gonna stand him, but yeah, we'll tie him to a tree.
Okay, so he's sitting on his butt, standing or tied to a tree. Okay, so you got his hands tied behind his back, wrapped around the tree, of course, but his hands are behind him.
Mm-hmm.
And right, is that how it is? I mean, you tell me.
We kind of give him a quick slap in the face to wake his ass up.
Okay, so the orc comes to, and he looks around, and he's kind of surprised, and his eyes got real big, and then he just starts growling. Obviously, he's not very happy.
So Brenner will look at him.
Especially with that big goose egg on the side of his head.
Brenner asked him if he would prefer to speak in common or orcish.
Say this again.
Brenner will ascertain whether he prefers to communicate in common or orcish.
Okay. He goes, I can speak your filth.
Kind of smack him on that lump.
You smack him where the goose egg is.
Yeah.
And he turns his head and he looks back up at you and he starts growling some more.
Ah, shut up.
So why did you decide to burn down the barn of this family?
He just looks at you and growls.
Brenner will point over at the farmer. It's like, he'd like to finish what he's done, what they started by knocking you out to a more permanent sleep.
So the orc looks over at the farmer and looks up at you. It was just a homestead.
To you, perhaps, but to this man, that's all he's got. Got to make your way in the realms.
Came for the horses and the cattle.
Why did you need the horses and the cattle? Were you hungry?
We have to eat, don't we?
Yes, you do have to eat.
And he had plenty.
Did you have to burn his barn?
They're humans.
You're an orc.
It's what you do to us.
So
You deserve no better.
does this one wear that symbol that the other one did?
No, he does not seem to have that symbol on him.
Brenner will ask about the one that had the symbol on him.
What do you ask him?
I'll say, I notice he has the sigil on him and you do not.
And
And why does he wear it and you do not?
because he's not of our clan.
Great answer.
Obviously.
And why is he hanging out with you?
That I do not know. I am not a chief.
How long has he been with you?
Not long.
Was there others?
Does he hold interest to you?
I noticed he had the sigil that you do not. But yeah, I am curious to the significance of the sigil.
Well, dwarf, maybe you might want to know where there's more, yes?
That could be helpful.
Then let me go and I will tell you where there's more.
Tell me and I will let you go.
Say, I'm sorry, what?
Tell me and I will let you go.
No. You will release me, or I tell you nothing.
Oh, you have my word? Oh my God.
I don't care about your God.
Or I yours.
Then know this. I will tell you nothing more. You can go ahead and kill me at this rate. I can't go back to my clan, not in the disgrace that I'm in now. So kill me here, or I die out there, but I'm not telling you anything until you let me go.
But Brenner will look back at the farmer and try to read his expression.
He's just pissed. He just looks angry. I mean, his barn burned down. Not a cheap thing to replace.
Won't we let the farmer take his pitchfork and kind of put it up against his throat and see if he'll talk?
Who does that?
The farmer.
You asked the farmer to put the pitchfork up there?
Yeah, not to stab him, but kind of put it right at his throat and see if he'll talk.
Do you say this in front of the orc, or do you say this whispering, or how do you do this?
I asked the farmer if he would like to help us interrogate.
You're trying to persuade the farmer to help you, assist you in interrogating him. Okay.
Yes.
All right, so the farmer says maybe you need some incentive, and he takes the pitchfork and he puts it to the chest of the orc, and pushes it into his chest a bit. And the orc just looks up at the farmer and laughs. Like I said, I die here or I die out there. I tell you nothing unless you let me go.
We'll make you talk.
Say again?
We'll make you talk. I put my foot to his throat.
You put your foot to his throat?
Yeah. And kind of
That's a,
press a little bit.
okay. And so the orc is, I guess, you're putting enough pressure on it to make it difficult for him to breathe, yes?
Yes.
Okay. So in a raspy voice, he says, free me or nothing.
I'll look at everybody else. Is it, he's not going to talk. And I don't think we should let him go. I think we should kill him.
And Joran's wife and the oldest daughter start gathering, and a couple of the sons start gathering the little ones up, and they start taking them into the house.
I would know their opinion.
You can hear her tell the one son, "This isn't nothing we need to see."
What does everybody else think? I don't think personally, if we even let him go, that he's going to talk.
Well, even if he tells us something, we have no idea if it's going to be true.
Yeah, this is true. Yeah. I'd say we just leave him tied up and let the farmer deal with him as he will.
Yep. I take my foot off. He's all yours, farmer.
And the farmer doesn't hesitate. He just puts his pitchfork right through his chest. And the orc scream.
There's nothing. Okay. I was going to say something. I can't remember how it goes.
And the farmer walks behind the tree and takes out his blade and he cuts off the rope. And the orc slides off the side of the tree, laying on the ground.
I go back to going and looking through the other orcs. All the other orcs are dead, right?
Yes, he was the only one that was unconscious. All the rest of them have got cuts and stab marks and pitchfork marks.
So I start going through the orcs, looking for valuables or see if they have any kind of copper or anything for the farmer.
Okay. Well, after looking over all the orcs, you find that all of them have some short swords. All of them have short swords, and they're all just, nasty, nicked up, rusty kind of blades. They got some basic armor, leather, such of that nature, except for the one with the sigil. He's got a bit better armor. Nothing that looks fancy or anything, just better armor. He's got some chainmail. They all have no helmets, but you did find 1 gold coin and 36 coppers. And that sigil on the armor.
Well, we should definitely give the coinage to the farmer,
Yes.
and if we can spare it, we probably should give him a few more gold.
We'll give him the gold and the copper that we got off the orc. Or the orcs. I don't know how much, farmer, would it cost you to rebuild your barn?
Well, to replace the barn would take about 20 coppers, or I'm sorry, 20 gold, because a building, a small building, I'm sorry, it would require 15 gold. Yeah. So 15 gold pieces is what it would require to make the farmer whole.
So
I give him the gold and the copper, and I add 14 more gold pieces that I have
Of yours?
of mine.
Okay. And he's like, you don't need to do that. I didn't ask you to give me charity.
well, Brenner will interject at this point, and he'll say, well, Jordan, the reason that we were coming here is we got into a situation where something attacked our horses, and we have a cart stranded a few hour ride from here, and we're actually coming to try to rent or buy a horse or two.
You don't say. So what you're telling me is you'd like to buy some horses.
Buy or rent, either way. With the malady that you've been hit upon, if we're going, if need be, we'll rent and bring them back to you.
I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll make you a deal. I'll keep what you give me to make good my barn. You go pick whatever horses you want, and you can rent them. But you must bring them back, and I want them back within 3 days. Fair enough? And they can't be broke or hurt.
That will be that is our intention, is to bring your horses back unharmed.
All right. And I assume you're going to want to take your cart to Amphale first. And then
that would be correct.
Very well. I wish you a safe journey. I'll get my boys to help you round up these horses. I'm sorry I don't have any saddles for you.
We have saddles at the cart. We have saddles at the cart, so we'll be.
Hopefully, them damnable orcs haven't picked you clean.
Hopefully, we outsmarted them on that front.
So Doran turns around, opens the door, and calls for some of his boys, and he instructs them to go help you guys fetch some horses.
And Brenner will look at Baldric to pick out the horses.
Yeah. So Wade and Baldric the pasture to assist with the getting the horses.
Should we help him dispose of the orcs?
Yeah, because he's already instructed a couple of his boys to take him over by the barn and let him burn the barn.
I would like half the farmer if he has a couple of axes we could borrow along with the horses that we will bring back when we're done.
Axes? Well, sure, I've got axes. I got a couple over here you can use. That's an odd request if you're just gonna ride, but leave it far from be it for me to be questioning you all. You've been out here traveling around. You know what the world's like. So he walks over to the one building that he got the cordage from, and he comes out with 2 axes. He says, I would give you more, but I need one. Because once this fire stops, I'm going to have to start chopping things up and getting rid of it.
Yeah. Before the one orc gets cast to the fire, Brenner will the sigil, is it sewn into the armor or how is it?
It's in gray, or it's like painted on.
Okay, so on the breastplate.
Yes.
All right, Brenner will take that breastplate,
Okay.
assuming the farmer wouldn't have an issue with that.
Okay. So you break the rivets and the leather strapping to take it off.
Yeah.
Of the backing. Very well. All right. So you take that, and then they drag it all over and throw them into the fire. And Baldric and Wade come out with some horses. The only thing they've got on is harnesses, not bridles. After all, they work them.
Are they all like big horses?
Well, they're standard bred, so they're standard horse.
Well, someone's going to have.
About 14 hands high. 13 to 14 hands high. That's a good size horse. Standard breed.
Well, someone's going to have.
You need help getting on.
Yeah. Got a step stool?
Huh?
Got a step stool?
Well, Wade could pick you up and put you on.
Okay. Just
So
be gentle.
Wade grabs you and puts you on. He looks over at Brenner. You need a hand?
You are so funny, lad. But, yeah. I'll be right back. I need to take a quick break.
Huh?
I'll be right back. I need to take a little quick break.
Okay. So to save Brennor's dignity, Wade cups his hand like he's gonna, let him put his foot into it. And he hefts Brennor up onto the horse. And we'll take a moment here. So you guys say your farewells, and you say you'll bring the horses back, and you guys start riding the horses off to get your cart. And as you're leaving, you can't help but notice the tracks that the 3 orcs made when they were taking off back towards you guys. That you can see the tracks clearly because of how the horses were being run.
We head back towards our wagon. Keep an eye on the tracks. The tracks ain't going that way, are they?
No, you see where the tracks had turned and where they said they wanted no part of you, and they went off on their own. Do you want to? Excuse me. Do you want to follow them, or do you want to head back to your cart?
kind of want to follow them, but they might set up some kind of ambush.
How long have we been at the farm?
Well, you were at the farm for about a good hour and a half, I would say.
They might be far off. We might not even get to reach them, or
Well, the day is nearly done.
no. I think we should go back to the cart.
Okay. So you get to your cart. The cart is fine. It's covered still in all the brambles. So now what are you going to do?
Brush
Right.
off,
What?
Huh?
brush off the ones that we had put before, and start chopping the ones off that.
Okay, so you take the axes, and so Wade and Baldrick are slicing away at that, and you guys get that cleared, and it takes about a half an hour to get all that out of there, and because it's thick as hell, great spell, and you got the cart free, so I assume then you're going to immediately start throwing saddles on these horses and get it hooked up to the cart.
Yeah,
Do we have time to make Amphale before dark? Or at least before it gets too dark?
On horseback with the cart, if you pushed it, you could get to Amphale by dark.
I say we make for Amphale then. Spend the night in the inn, get fully rested up.
Okay.
sounds good to me.
All right. Does that sound good to the rest of you?
Yep, sounds good.
Okay. So you get this all harnessed up. And get the saddles on. That takes about another half hour. You guys start riding, and you're only about 20 minutes or so from Amphale, and you hear horses riding hard, and it sounds like a lot of them, not just 2 or 3.
Are they coming towards us or behind us?
Well, they appear that from the sounds of it, they're coming from the left of you and going to the right, and you see torches as well. And then you notice it's the city guard, and they're riding pretty quick.
Wonder if they're-
What?
wondering if they'll stop to talk to us then.
Well, you can't really tell if they can see you or not. I mean, it's dark. It's starting to get dark.
We have a torch going. Whoever's in the wagon, I would assume, would have some kind of a torch so we can see.
Well, it's not that dark, but if you want,
We got the fog lights on at least.
okay.
We got the high beams on.
So torch it is, and so one of the city guard yells out, "Who goes there?" And they bring their horses around to a stop.
Brenner will speak. Brenner of Tarsik's clan with his party of traveling companions.
Oh yes, we know of you. Follow us, and quickly. Make no mistake. You ride with us quickly.
We will comply, son.
Uh-oh.
And one of the guards grabs the rein of the horse and takes a hold of it and leads you on.
What, the wagon?
Yep. On
Okay.
the horse that leads, and then the other guards circle all around you. There are about 12 guards altogether, with what appears to be a captain. They bring you into Imp Hill up the road from the back side, over by the dump. And as you get towards Amp Hill, you can see people scurrying everywhere. There's people moving about. Even though it's being dark, there's people just running around everywhere.
The orcs try to raid the town. Brenner will ask one of the guards what's going on.
Hush. Don't speak until you're spoken to.
Oh. What do we get into
And then
now?
Off in the distance, you see a lone rider. He's coming riding towards you guys. Baldric, you immediately recognize this horse. It's a crap. I have it here.
It's an old crap. I've never heard of that horse.
Yeah. It's damn it. I hate when I forget. It's a High Shire. The horse is a High Shire. You've only ever seen one once before. And this High Shire is jet black, except for a blaze across its forehead. A High Shire is it's a very rare breed of horse. The horse is about 19 hands tall at the withers. So that horse is basically about 6'3" at the shoulder. The horse probably weighs pretty close to about 2,600 pounds. It's a very beautiful horse, and it is only bred in one place, and that is in the kingdom north in the Great Spine, called the Scandalans. The Scandalans are a humanoid race, just like any other human, except they're rather big, and thus why they have big horses. And riding upon the back of this High Shire is a huge, huge man. And as he gets closer, you can see that he's in chainmail and plate armor. Some plate, some chain. And he's every bit of 7.5 feet tall. And built like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And Brenor knows who this man is. He's heard stories of him. and he is called Tarkus the Wanderer, but his full name is Tarkus Codain, and he is a outcast of the Scandalan. But nobody knows why he's an outcast. But he is a sellsword that makes his living helping caravans along the Sword Coast. I will also put up a brief history and information on him on the Discord that Brenor or Baldric, you are completely impressed and mesmerized by this horse because it's a living legend that's came out in front of you. For a horseman, this is like holy cow.
Okay.
So he rides up and he says, "Oh, Captain, are these the ones you were looking for?" And he says, "Yes, sir." He says, "The mayor wishes to see them along with the council. They're going to want answers." "Yes, sir, Lord Codain. We're on our way." And then his horse steps back and lets the procession ride by.
What the hell did we do?
What did somebody do trying to make it look like we did?
Yeah.
And then, as you guys ride past, you see that huge man just staring at all of you as you ride by, looking you over very intently. And then he falls in behind the rest of them on his horse. So you end up going to the small keep, the mayor's home, and the sheriff is there, and he goes, "Well, that was damn quick. Where'd you find them at?" And the captain replies back, "They were coming up the back road behind the dump." "Brazen bastards." He says, "You're all gonna hang for this."
For what is that exactly?
For what? For what? Oh, don't be rich.
I didn't stutter. I say, what are you accusing us of? If you think you're going to hang me, you better have a good reason, or there's going to be a ruckus right now.
I'd be careful about what you say, boy. There's many a sword.
Boy, if there's any boys here, it's you. Now, what are you accusing us of?
Murder, child. Murder. Simple put, murder.
Who did we murder?
And then Tarkus nudges his horse up a little bit, and he says, "Sheriff, didn't we find out first if they're guilty or not?" And Sheriff just looks up at him and he says, yeah, they at least deserve a fair trial. Not that there'll be much of any need for one. The evidence is everywhere."
Who was it exactly that we killed, supposedly?
You'll find out soon enough. Come with us.
I ain't coming anywhere with you until you show me some sort of evidence that you have a reason to keep us. Otherwise, you can find me at the tavern.
Tarkus Codain pulls out his sword, and this thing's huge. It's bigger than a broadsword, and yet he wields it in one hand. He said, "I would suggest, son, that you go with them. I give you my name, I give you my word upon my name. As heir to the throne of Muspelheim, you will be taken care of and not harmed until everything is heard. I have seen the evidence, and I have questions myself. This smells wrong, and the sheriff knows it smells wrong. Trust me, I'm not going to let them just walk over you. And for you, Brenor, I already know who you are, and I know you know me. And Parsik is on his way. He was
I was
called this
expecting
morning.
less.
I think perhaps we should let them show us the evidence.
The only way
Baldrick.
the sheriff chimes up. Well, the only way you're going to get the evidence is if you come inside. Now let's go. And so they start leading you to the castle or to the keep. Not much of a castle, really. Fortification.
Baldrick takes his time getting off the horse.
No, they're not taking you off the horse. They're riding you in
Oh, okay.
while you're still circled. It's not much of a fortification. It's wooden walls with a big building, a few floors, nothing fancy. So they take you in, and they tell you to dismount, and everyone dismounts. The sheriff walked up because he was not on horseback, and so the guards order you to dismount, and they request your weapons.
I don't think we're in a situation to resist that request.
Well,
No,
no, now that we've gone into the keep where we've got no latitude.
I think even before we didn't, because I think we were slightly outnumbered.
Yeah, slightly. Seasoned warriors and all. And Tarkus speaks up again. You don't think they're going to let you in the keep with your weapons, do you really?
nah.
Even
As Baldrick hands over his weapons, he hands them over to whoever he's handing them to. He gives him a good thud in the chest when he hands it to him and says, "These better come back in the same condition that I'm giving them to you." And when he gives the maul over, he says, "Particularly this one."
Okay. And you can't help but notice that Tarkus has also removed his blade, scabbard and all, and hands it to one of the guards. Even I cannot go in with a weapon, not in front of the mayor.
We all hand our weapons over.
There's no weapons allowed in the castle or in the keep.
I guess I can't go in. My whole body's a weapon.
Okay. Nice to see you, Stephen. Cigar.
I thought it was Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not a big Steven Seagal fan, but
Same.
so I don't like the guy much.
No, he's kind of a douchebag, really, when you look into him a little bit.
Yeah, once you start reading his real life story, yeah, he's more than a douche. He's like a douche and a half.
Or as I like to say, a douche canoe.
Douche canoe. All right, so you're all taken in, and people are. You'll see the servants of the keep scurrying about, doing things, and guards are ushering you into this chamber. And
the others will notice that several of the maidens who are the keep, that work in the keep are eyeing Baldrick and giving a quick little wave.
Well, he did frequent this town, so I'll give you that. Little it's Baldrick. So
Baldric the Big, Baldric the Brave.
Baldric the Little. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. Oh gosh, I couldn't help myself. I'm sorry. Oh, that was so wrong. I don't know where that came from. Really, I don't. Okay, badly. So you guys get in there, and the mayor. I got this all written down here. Give me a second. Okay, so his Lord High Mayor is Kethriel Helder, and he's sitting on his audience throne, and off to the in this chamber, it's a big chamber. Off to the left of the chamber is a large table where the council has their meetings, and at this table are many different people of the city. You would presume that some of them are the council, but one in particular is a familiar dwarf that we know, one Tarsik Blackrock. And he is sitting there, and he has his cloak on and his hood up, and his face is kind of obscured, and he's talking to someone else, and at the same time he's looking over at all of you and just looking at you. And the captain or the sheriff brings up and he says, my lord, these are the travelers that you requested. And he says, well done, sheriff, and so quickly. Well then, what have you all to say for yourselves?
About what?
About the cold-blooded murder of 3 of our citizens.
Who would they be?
When would this?
Because we didn't murder any citizens.
You say?
I wouldn't be so quick to praise your sheriff because he seems to be an incompetent fool.
Well, if it wasn't for the fact that you bragged about the very incident.
Again, what incident where we murdered anyone?
Well, just this morning, 2 of our citizens were walking down to the dump to get rid of some things, and they were killed. Their bodies found in a heap. A little bit later, we found another citizen dead, and we saw you, Baldric, running away from the scene.
Do you have glasses? Because we weren't even anywhere near this area this morning.
Well, then why did we see you run away?
Because you have a shape changer or an illusionist that you're dealing with.
Feel free to go to the. We'll name the farmers. We were helping him all morning.
Who?
It was who, I don't remember the farmer's name.
Joran.
Joran.
Yeah, Joran. Joran. Yeah, Joran. You
We were
were
helping him.
at
We were
Joran's the entire day?
Not the
Well,
Brenner
most-
will. We started the day 3 hours from here, and Brenner will go into the full deal about how we were misled through a portal by the little imp-like thing. And we came out of the portal, and our horses had been murdered. So we had to go out to we went to Joran's farm because it was closer than Amphale to get horses, so we could pull our cart and bring it back here. Baldric was with us this morning. There's no way he could have done what he is accused of.
And you say a little blue man tricked you into doing this?
Yes, he disguised himself as a halfling.
which means he could have disguised himself as Brenor.
Describe in detail this little blue man that you claim led you into this situation that you now find yourselves in.
Baldric pulls out his cell phone and whips out a picture and says, "Here he is. I shot a picture of him."
We got a drawing of him if you like. He is stick figure, but it's a drawing.
Okay, so
Brenner will proceed to describe it.
Okay, so you describe this little blue man and his little high-pitched voice, and Tarkus says, "Fizzlebrop?" And Tarsik immediately stands up and he says, "My God, I thought he was dead by now."
You know,
I keep forgetting his name. So many names. So many players. Lord Helder says, "Fizzlebrop. You mean that little imp? But he's supposed to be dead." And Tarsik says, "Lord Helder, I think we have a quickling among us." He goes, but Tarsik, he's dead. He can't be alive. He would be too old. They don't live long enough. And then
obviously,
Not the same individual.
Tarkus Codain says, "Lord Helder, if this Fizzlebrop is still alive, he would be the oldest quickling in existence. But yet, the way he spoke, the way he describes him and his blade, there's no way. It's got to be Fizzlebrop." And everyone is kind of like, some are whispering the name, some are kind of like going, "Fizzlebrop." And then Tarkus says, for those of you who do not know, he is a unique kind of quickling. He's been augmented by magic. He can use magic, and he has the power of phantasm. It's how he makes himself to be the best assassin that the Sword Coast has ever seen. He is a horror, a deviant, an evil little man, and he hates every living thing that exists. There is no love in his heart. He is pure chaos. He
That's
takes
him.
jobs for money and then kills the people that hire him just because it's good sport.
Well, we're not sure why this Fizzlebop has taken a shine to us, but he has.
If he's taking a shine to you, as you say, you have a lot more to worry about than just the fact that you're being accused of murder. Fizzlebrop has never once failed in killing someone, and I do not know why you're alive if he says he wants to kill you.
Well, that would be because he's failed twice to kill us.
Well, he has stated to us that he's not allowed to touch us yet. Yet.
He's tried to kill us, however, through third-party means.
Well, he's trying to put us in situations that could kill us.
Tarsik again stands up and he says, Lord Kethro, he goes, there is a mark here. They're marked. Someone wants them dead. And I believe this goes far deeper than what we first realized. And Kethro stands up and he looks over at the council and he looks at Tarsik and says, you keep telling me that there's something unique about these adventures and that they need to go to the Dales to speak to Elminster, but yet where are they? They're here. They have not gone. Why did they not go? They tell us this fantastic story about Sizzy Fizzlebrop. We don't even know if he's still alive. I find it hard to believe that this Fizzlebrop is still alive. Sizzy is an evil little thing, but he can't live this long. Quicklings don't live that long.
Don't underestimate the weave.
Say again?
Don't underestimate the weave.
Well, they go back and forth, Tarsik and Lord Kethro, and finally, Lord Kethro says, I will make you a deal. There seems to be some compelling evidence, as much as I hate to use that word, that says you could be right. But none of us have seen Sizzy Fizzlebrop for at least a good 10 years in these parts. And he shouldn't be alive. Tarkus Codain, I ask that you accompany these travelers to the Dale Lands, and we will pay you to do so. Escort them there, find Elminster, ask him the questions that we've been asking, and find out what is going on and what is the mark that these adventurers have that is causing all this ruckus in Amphale. This city was fine until they came. And now suddenly we are thrown into the midst of turmoil and chaos. And you tell us that the assassin Sizzy Fizzlebrop is still alive? All of this sounds fantastical at best. And I, for one, have my reservations about the validity of what they're saying. But I know you to be a good man and an honest man. And I know your word means everything.
Aldrich is not liking being called a liar. You can visibly see that he's having a tough time not just bum rushing the guy and throttling him for that.
Okay. So I
lot
say,
of teeth gritting and a lot of flexing.
okay. So the city of Amphale will pay a fair price for you to guard and escort them to Elminster. And if they are lying, you can dispatch them immediately. And Tarsik bristles and says, that is not what I do. I'm not a murderer. I will not be your executioner. That's your job. But if they are lying, and if they are false, Elminster and I will make sure they come back in chains, and you will take care of them yourselves. I'm a sellsword. I am not an executioner. And at that, Lord Kessel sits down and says, very well, that is fair enough. As long as they come back. Alive or dead, it matters little to me. But if they're telling the truth, heaven help us all. Amphill is in danger. And I can't ignore the fact that they could possibly be telling the truth. I would be a fool to think otherwise. So, you will join them, and that'll be the end of it. I want to hear no more of this. I want them out of here. And, High Priest Tarsik, I hold you personally responsible for anything that happens with the travelers from this day on. And that means even including removing your estate and your wealth. Do we understand each other? Yes, my lord. Perfectly. And might I say that, as we dwarves are fond of saying, the hill will always run down, but we always dig deep. And on that, he turns, walks away, and gets behind you guys and starts pushing you out the door. And Tarkis helps him, and they get you out into the hallway. And Tarsik whispers, we need to go to the inn. We need to go to the inn right away. Come with me. Quickly. We must go. We need room to
Not
talk.
until I get my weapons, Baldric says.
Yes. They're weapons. And the guards come up and they hand them back as soon as you guys get outside. And while you're in the courtyard, and Tarkus puts his blade on and shoves a dagger down his boot, and everyone starts walking. You grab your horses, you get on your horses. Tarkus picks up Tarsik and throws him on the front of his horse, and they ride down to the Stone Stallion. And
sounds like we're all going to follow them.
yes. So you all go in, and he says, Hail, Jorl, or his name is Joran? That was his name. The innkeep.
Oh,
What the hell was his name?
Smitty Werben Jaegerman Jensen?
No, it's Jung Hoon Hun. He says, "Hail, Jung Hoon or Jun." He says, "How are you? I need to use your back room." He goes, "Well, I got some card players in there or dice players in there right now. I think they're playing dice." He goes, he starts rummaging in his pocket, and he says, "I got 5 gold. It says I need that room right now." He says, "Oh, at once, High Priest, at once." And he goes in there, and you hear a bunch of yelling and people screaming, and the next thing you know, people come flying out, and he's kicking them in the ass, and they run out of the room, and he goes, "It's a little messy, but do come in." And all of you go in there, and he goes, "We're going to need beers all around." And he says, "Very well." He says, "I haven't got a big one for you, Tarkus." And he just nods. And then Tarkus goes over to the corner, and he sits against the wall. And Tarsik says, "So before we get anywhere, and I know you have questions, and I'm going to be quick about this." He says, "Because each and every time I send you to go see Elminster, something else happens. I need you to go see him at once. But Having said that, Tarkus is an old friend of mine. I campaigned with him years ago. He is an excellent warrior. And trust me, there's not many swordsmen like him around. If you haven't noticed, he's Scandalan, which means they're big. Freaking giants. But nonetheless, he is an honest man. If he says that he will take care of you, he will. He will aid you the best he can. And I know you have many questions, so be quick about it. And then the door opens, and everyone kind of like, all of you kind of like jump. And Jun Honda goes, "Oh, pardon me, I didn't mean to startle anyone." And he says, "I have drinks." So he starts putting drinks down, and a couple girls come in, and they're bringing drinks. And they immediately leave the room. And he says, "Before we do anything else," Tarkus reaches into his bag and opens up this little box, and he's rummaging through this little box. It's about as big as a man's hand. He's rummaging through it, and he goes, "This is what I'm looking for." And he puts this ring on, and he begins to say something, an incantation. And then he looks around. He goes, "Okay, that's for the ears. Now, we don't want anyone eavesdropping on all this. So, what questions do you have? And be quick."
What the fuck is going on?
What the hell's going on? Well, if what you say is true, you guys are being hounded by Sizzy Fizzlebrock. He is a quickling, but he is much more than that. He has been altered. He's shaped by dark magic, and it has made him insane. But most quicklings are pretty chaotic anyway. But he is as ruthless and as cunning as he is crazy. He's been known to kill people who hire him. That is a fact. But he also has a penchant for becoming infatuated with certain individuals that he's stalking, to the point where he'll toy with them for months, weeks, and then kill you and drive you crazy in the process. He is an evil, impish little man. And I too find it hard to believe that he is still alive. But I don't know what the magic has done to him, or how he could be alive, unless the dark magic has somehow lengthened his life. And again, why? And for what purpose? Who would do such a thing? And why a quickling? It is a very odd choice as a servant. So, yes, you need to get to Elminster. You need to find out what you can find out about Soren. And Tarkus says, "Soren, who is this Soren? Is this something I need to know about?" And Tarkus looks over at him and says, "Well, it's a long story. They can tell you on the way. We don't have time. You guys are leaving today now and getting the hell out of here."
So
Because-
Brenner will speak up at this point, and he's like, "My lord, these two horses that we had to borrow from Joran, whose barn was burned down by orcs," and he shows the breastplate with the logo that was amongst the orcs.
Another piece of evidence.
Yes.
Very well. So you're saying you need more horses.
Yes.
Well, yes, because the little thing just killed our horses, as I explained to the council. These two horses are on loan, and I gave Jordan my word that they would be back to him within 3 days.
Very well. Very well.
So
All right.
I know you will handle it.
Here's what I want you all to do. Tonight, you'll stay here at the Stone Stallion. Get a room. day the night. Day's nearly over. Let's get you let's get you rested for the road, and then you need to hurry to the Dale Lands. Don't waste any time. Don't sidetrack, and above all, don't get lost. And he says that with a smile.
What about horses?
I will have you horses here first thing in the morning before you awaken. There'll be horses here.
So when Tarsik makes the comment about no sidetracks, Brenner will look over at Tarkus and kind of have a little bit of a grin and say, "Oh, I'm certain that our companion will help us keep on the straight and narrow."
And Tarkus says, Tarsik says, "I'm sure he will, but just remember, keep your eyes and ears open. This creature is dangerous. He has a special blade. He calls it death. This blade does not fail. It kills almost instantly anything that touches it. This is an evil and twisted creature.
Yeah,
Be
poor
aware
horses.
and be wary."
This is me speaking. What was the name of the wizard or the? I guess it was a wizard or whatever. It was underneath Corolla's house. Was that Tyrion?
That was Soren.
Thor. Okay.
Wait, are you talking about the dude you guys found underneath Corilla's house, or the information you found on the?
Well, we destroyed his coffin.
Okay, that was Soren. That was Soren.
Do we tell him more about that, or did we already?
Yeah, Tarsik. Remember, Tarsik was the one that said to go to.
Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. You're right.
And we'll tell Tarkus on our way. But
Yes,
now,
you can explain to Tarkus on his way.
Master Tarsik, do you have someone who can see that these horses and these axes are returned to the farmer for us so that we can head straight to Elminster?
No, you will take them. You will take them to Joran yourselves on your way. But just keep in mind,
It is on our way because we were told not to deviate this time.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't know if it was on the way or not because we're always off track and I don't have a map.
We have to go through Waterdeep to go to the realms, I believe. I mean, to the Dale Lands.
All right.
Lee?
Oh, is he locked up?
I think he's
Yeah, I think so. Yoo-hoo!
What a look.
Let me text him.
Oh, yoo-hoo!
While we're waiting, I'm going to show off. I got some cool Sabbac cards to play Sabbac.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he's off. He's gone.
Even have the dice.
Oh, wow.
Have you mastered it well enough to get your own YT 2300 ship?
Well, I did win one game against some Sith, so I'm getting there.
Yeah, I think they had where you could play Sabbac in that old Knights of the Old Republic game from about 20 years ago.
Well, the new Outlaws game you're supposed to be able to, but I found a thing called Sabbac League that you download Tabletop Simulator, and they've got a Sabbac card game, and you can join online games and play.
Ah, okay, that's pretty cool.
Now, it's not I don't think they've got the Carillion Spike yet. It's more traditional Sabbac, which is a little more complex, but I like the Carillion Spike. or the Carillion Sabak, because it's basically your job is to get to as close to zero as you can. The red cards are negatives, the green cards are positives, kind of thing, or whatever colors they've decided to go with. And then you have 2 Psylop cards that are worth 0. And if you, of course, get those 2, that's a natural Sabak, and you win. That's the best hand. But I got I've bought 3 decks because they've got all kinds of different decks, and of course I'm kind of a collector and that kind of thing. And I did get the Solo movie inspired ones also, which are these, and they look like the cards from the movie Solo.
Oh, wow.
There's your Psylop cards, the little green. They're worth 0. And pretty cool looking.
Do you have you gotten you a deck of the is it Pyramid or is it the cards from Galactica?
No, but I need to. Weren't they like octagonal or something like that?
Yeah, I think they were, but I can't remember if it's Pyramid or if it's.
I think it was Pyramid.
They had it one way in the original series between the game that they were playing with the ball and the card game. They had it one way in the original series, and they flipped them in the new series for whatever reason.
Was it Triad and
Yeah.
Pyramid?
Yeah, Pyramid and Triad. Yeah. It's one or the other.
Yeah, we only got
So it
about
looks like in 1980 they came out with the Pyramid game with the Triad cards, and they were 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-sided cards.
Hexagonal.
Copy.
and we only got about 15 more minutes before.
Yeah, I got to go here in a minute.
Yeah, he's working on it. His hotspot died.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Front row.
That's the CIA. They're after them. I'm telling you. They let us play for a little bit. Now they're like,
Watch your driveways for black LTDs.
yeah. Men in Black. There it is. That's the. I wonder if I can buy a copy of that somewhere. Because now that you've mentioned it, now it's like, oh, yep, I've got to have that.
Yeah, I know. After the show ended, they auctioned off props from the show, and I know there was a few decks of those that were actually used on the set auction off. But there's somebody else that's made some. I know. I just can't remember where I saw them.
Yeah, I wanted to thank all you for your concerns.
Well, yeah, we were worried about you.
Yeah, I was worried about me too, because it was like they asked me, I ended up in the hospital, Monday afternoon, and they're like, you know where you are? I'm like, well, apparently I'm in the hospital. You know what day it is? I go, well, according to that poster, it's Monday. They're like, well, what do you remember? Not much. They said, well, you apparently passed out, and they had to drag me out of the house to get me to the hospital, and I was in a breathing tube and all kinds of shit. I'm like, damn.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. It pays to plug in the hotspot. I'm just saying. So, anyway, so you guys had questions? Yes? No?
I think we were about done, weren't we?
Yes, we are just about done. So, as I
We
said,
gotta go through Waterdeep. We gotta go through Waterdeep to go to the Delvins, right?
yes.
Okay. So the farm is on the way. It's just slightly off the path.
Yeah. So, that's not a problem. He's willing to let you do that. And, so you guys are going to get a room there at the Stone Stallion. You'll have horses by the morning. And then you are to take off for the Dale Lands. And then in turn, eventually, hopefully, you'll meet Elminster and get this all figured out.
That's when the proverbial coup will hit the fan.
That very well could be. So let's call it a day here, unless anybody has any questions.
No?
I guess it's a no. Okay, so I know it's been a lot of story building and background building. It's going to be more action-packed going forward, but we're building a story, and it's getting there.
It doesn't always have to be combat.
Yes.
No apology needed on that.
All right. Well, I just don't want you guys to think that it's all going to be a bunch of dialogue and a little battle here and there. It's going to start getting a little more action oriented. So the next time we meet, you guys will be waking up at the Stone Stallion, unless you die in your sleep. And
with RD, it's hard to say.
Yes, exactly. With me, it's hard to say. So I'll see you
Wake
guys
up
in
in Oz.
Say again.
We'll wake up in Oz.
Okay. And and just so you guys know, I can't do voices and stuff through the synthesizer because I don't have the that unit with me, so it's not very mobile friendly. So you'll have to put up with me doing the best imitation I can. So, but other than that, we're out of here.
Hey,
All right, we'll see you later.
Please?
All right,
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. See you guys in 2 weeks.
All right,
Be
see ya.
safe.